Yo, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, 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 everyone. Um, these will be new. I'm gonna start to do something on the back end of the regular season where in some of these marquee matchups we'll have a little reaction video. You know what I'm saying? Have a little reaction stream. Um, because there are a lot of big time games and big time basketball being played on the back end of the season as we get ready for playoff time. Alrighty, and so the game that we will be reviewing and reacting to, obviously, we had the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Denver Nuggets last night. It was an absolute great game. Actually, just watched it, just rewatched it. Um, and so I just wanted to discuss some things and what were some takeaways from that game, right? Some things that I saw that caught my eye. I was annotating throughout the game, having notes for myself and everything. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me scroll back to the top of them. Right. So a few things stuck out in my opinion for OKC in this particular game. Right. A few things, stuck out to me. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you like the stream. Um, just from my nothing like that, nothing like that. But a few things caught my eye for OKC in this past matchup with the Denver Nuggets. Number one, Jared McCain was big for that OKC team. And, when he was acquired by the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was you kind of theorized in your head what he was there to do, bring some additional ball handling and some floor spacing and some shot making. Just something to open up the court and open up that offense for SGA. As we all know that OKC definitely has been struggling to hit some, catch and shoot threes this year. And he was exactly what the doctor ordered for OKC in this matchup. It worked to perfection. There were some plays, I think like that second quarter where Jared McCain he attacks a closeout, gets to a mini pull up good. He then kind of has like this little one on one situation where he bump fades good. Another mid range pull up. He was just fantastic. Hit another pull up, and this is something else I want to talk about. This Nikola Jokic defense arguments that people dare try to make, they should be ashamed of themselves, right? He gets another midi pull up in the second half off of like a double drag, and Jokic is in a drop cash. You know what I'm saying? Um, Jokic in pick and roll, whenever he's up and not necessarily blitzing the ball handler, it gets shaky. There's another possession where SCA is running this side pick and roll on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? And he's up, and SCA hits him with a little nasty in and out right by him. One move and go. That's what Nikola Jokic is. One move and go. Blows by him. And then on top of that, usually what a big man tries to do if they get beat by the ball handler in pick and roll, obviously what's going to happen? Their man is then going to have to contest at the basket or at least step up to prevent the rim attempt, obviously leaving, the dump off pass open, right? And Nikola Jokic didn't even try to recover to contest the shot at the basket. It was just like, oh, he beat me off the dribble. So let me just watch as SGA then has a 2-on-1. Oh, he brings my man up, drops it off to Chad. It's like, come on, gang. Um, Another thing outside of Jared McCain, who again was exactly what the doctor ordered for the Oklahoma City Thunder. SGA started the game off like I want to say like 1 for 5 or something like that. He got subbed out the game. His second stint all the way through the third quarter, basically, he was absolutely fantastic. SGA looked like he was by far the best player on the court. It was amazing. That second stint forward through all of the third, SGA was the best player in the world. Um, that simple. I think he makes like 6 of his next 7 shots after starting, I believe like 1 for 8 or something like that, or 1 for 6. Second stint. So I believe that was, let me see. Let me see here in my notes. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it was the second stint. It was the second stint. Start of the second. Yes, sir. Where is one of my mods? If not, don't worry about it. I will get this young man out of here. You know what I'm saying? I will get this young man out of here. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. Let me see. Boom. Y'all heard that? All righty. Got that fool up out of here. Now, yeah, it was the start of the second. And that's when I started noticing. That's when McCain in the second hit those back-to-back mid-range pull-ups. I thought for Denver, one quick thing in the first half, I thought Cam Johnson was really good defensively. I thought Cam Johnson was really good defensively. Made a few rotations at the rim, had a good rim contest against SGA at that chase down block on the break. I think he was fantastic defensively for them in the first half. Also, something that was just glaring throughout watching this game is Jamal Murray is legitimately one of the best shooters in the world. Uh, you know, I do troll certain people who say like, "Oh, top 10 this season and whatnot." Like, I do think that's a bridge too far, but Jamal Murray is a fantastic ball player, y'all. He's a fantastic basketball player, and his shot making ability is of the upper echelon in the NBA. It's remarkable. I'm not going to lie. Some of the stuff and some of the shots that he's able to get off. He had a nasty crossover on Case and Wallace, where Jokic was there to set the pick, and Kaysen was trying to fight over. He crosses, yanks it back, hits a three. Jamal Murray is really good. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, Jamal Murray is really good. And he's definitely going to be all deserving if he does end up on an All NBA third team this year. And he was more deserving of the All Star selection that he got. Huge game for Jamal Murray. He ends with damn near 40. I think he had like 39 and 6. He hit 3 impossible threes in overtime. A little bit when the game was over, I will say, but even still, to have the 30 through the 4 quarters, have the 9 more points in overtime, he did exactly what needed to be done for him and his team. Let me also talk about this. Chet Holmgren was fantastic defensively for OKC, challenging any and everything at the basket. Had an incredible defensive play. I think it was in overtime. I think they called it a foul, but he's in a 2-on-1 right with Jokic, and Christian Brown is cutting baseline. Obviously, Jamal Murray and Jokic have run their 2-man. Jamal kind of demands 2. Now Jokic is in a short roll. Chet steps up to stop the short roll. Also sees that Nikola Jokic isn't shooting a floater; it's a lob pass, and then turns around and blocks Christian Brown at the rim to stop the dunk. I was like, oh, Oh, this is some. Chet was playing first team, all defensive team type defense. You know what I'm saying? That was a. I'm putting in my application for defensive player of the year type performance from Chet Holmgren in that game. Oh yeah, they did reverse the 2-0 call. Sure did, sure did. That was an incredible play for Chet Holmgren. Alex Caruso. What more can be said about Alex Caruso, y'all? Man, I miss that guy as a Laker every single day. Huge play after huge play late in the fourth quarter. Comes up with that big steal in transition. Then he comes back down, hits the big three to cut the lead to one. Then gets another 3-point opportunity, hits that, takes the lead. They go up two. The name brand player. Exactly. Name brand player. These are the role players. That is a term I coined. Those are role players that I can depend on. Role players that I trust. I call them name brand players. And Alex Caruso is might be the definition of a name brand player. You know who's not a name brand player? Somebody I've never trusted, Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson has a huge shot, right? A huge shot to, I believe, tie the game or take the lead, one of them. Wide open in the corner. They OKC looks like they're kind of in a matchup zone look, but Cason Wallace is a little lost, it appears. He's at the top of the zone, kind of guarding absolutely nobody. Bruce Brown notices that. He sets a flare screen on the low man that could be the one to, go out there and get a contest up. And they notice that. They swing it to Cam. He's wide open. Clank. I've seen Cam Johnson not show up in big moments for teams that contended. And that's kind of been on my mind. Um, as the Nuggets are looking to contend for a championship. I remember what he looked like in that Phoenix series against Dallas. I remember Cam Johnson getting big opportunities to make big shots and falling short. I remember that, right? That was Chet's 20th rebound. Absolutely. Chet had, let me see, let me make sure. Chet had a great defensive game, y'all. Go to this box score very quickly because obviously I'm jumping around in the game, jumping around on players. We obviously know who we're going to have to talk about. But before that, Chet had 21 rebounds. Chet had 21 rebounds, 15 points, 5 of 8 from the field. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me talk about this as well. Denver has two bigs that basically are going to concede on pick and pop opportunities. And this is something I was noticing as far as the Jay Williams element, right? Not J Dub, but the other J Dub, light skin, Duke Dennis J Dub. If he can legitimately make shots from the perimeter, that's going to pose a different kind of threat and provide some different kind of opportunities for OKC to exploit Denver's defense when they're out there with a Valanciunas, right? And Valanciunas is kind of conceding these looks. He goes 2 for 4 from three himself in this game. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that kind of caught my eye in this matchup. Obviously, if Aaron Gordon is there, maybe Aaron Gordon is the one now guarding um Jay Will as far as a backup five look. They may play Valanciunas off the court. Yep. Will 607, you are correct. That is something that, I've said earlier in the season about Valanciunas come playoff time. when Denver fans were going everywhere saying, screaming from the mountaintops how great Valanciunas has been. I'm like, hey, Valanciunas is good. I do think he's going to be matchup dependent come postseason time, and he may get played out the lineup versus OKC. What's up, Tune? He may get played out the lineup versus OKC. Um, Case and Wallace struggled. That was something I was paying attention to for this game because he's kind of been getting his groove, getting into a role with SGA out, but he lost it. He was just 3 for 10 today. Didn't hit a three. You know what I'm saying? Still was a great point of attack defender. This, that, and we know he's a great defensive player, but we're seeing if that offensive leap per se could have continued with Shea back, but it didn't. Again, Jared McCain was fantastic for them. I think he was great. There was a lineup to start the second quarter that I was interested in. It was Dort, SGA, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, and Jared McCain. I'm very interested in seeing how these lineups with Jared McCain and Isaiah Joe with SGA, and then potentially another, Jalen Williams, who can, at least in the regular season, space the court as well at the five. Those lineups should probably lead to some very good offense, especially if Dort can hold up his end as far as hitting wide open threes. Don't know how great of a defensive unit that could be, but as far as offensively, you know what I'm saying? Now, theoretically, maybe, when you're healthy, because you also remember, I know Denver didn't have Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson, but OKC didn't have Jalen Williams or AJ Mitchell, right? So that lineup, we probably don't see it exactly to, that exact lineup, but the combination of SGA, Jared McCain, and Isaiah Joe, in my opinion, is going to be something that I do want to keep an eye out on because that is, some of the better spacing that SGA will have in quite some time. Right? There was a particular play even late in the fourth quarter, where SGA kind of drags out a double. Denver's kind of committed to the double. He finds Jared McCain open at the top of the key. Jared McCain hits a huge three. Right? Again, Jared McCain did exactly what they signed him up to do in that Denver game. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, obviously, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Nikola Jokic was bad yet again against OKC, and just bad yet again since he's been back from injury. Um, Another game where he gets up a lot of threes, a lot of jump shots that he doesn't hit. Nikola Jokic was 9 of 25, 2 for 8 from three. Excuse me, 2 for 10 from three. Now, of course, he had 17 rebounds. He had 14 assists. So there's that. Constantly was hitting Tim Hardaway Jr. for some open 3-point attempts, but also had a lot of rim assists. Him and Christian Brown have a great synergy. That is something that I do peep. Christian Brown plays off Nikola Jokic very well. He always has his head up looking for Christian Brown for early transition opportunities. Christian Brown actually had a really good game today, and I think Christian Brown did a pretty good job on SGA when he was guarding him. Right, SGA found success in those other matchups. He was kind of hunting Tim Hardaway Jr. Jamal Murray obviously can't guard Shea, but Christian Brown, held up his own against SGA in these one-on-one opportunities. Now, of course, SGA is so good; it's going to score on you regardless. But I think Christian Brown, that archetype, he's kind of the best archetype on their team to guard a shade, right? He's a big, strong, athletic guard. You know what I'm saying? Um, did good against them in a few games in the last series that we watched of them last year in the playoffs. So that's not really surprising. You know what I'm saying? But back to Nikola Jokic, man. He's just hasn't been it as a jump shooter since he's come back from injury. And, I don't know if it's the injury. They're going to say, oh, his wrist hurts, this, that, and the third. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is since coming back, he has not been the level of offensive player that we've come to expect out of Nikola Jokic. Just hasn't been. The efficiency isn't there. The accuracy isn't there. He's also having these high turnover games. Now, he didn't have that so much in the last game, right? He only had 3 turnovers to 14 assists. You'll definitely take that ratio any day of the week. But he's just not a good scorer right now. There were plenty of possessions I saw where he's one-on-one, can't get a basket, right? Shooting a lot of jump shots. That's also something that's like he is shooting a lot of jumpers. I don't know if that has something to do with fatigue. I don't know. Maybe he's not all the way in game shape yet again. I'm not sure. He's shooting a lot of jump shots. But again, this is a common theme when he's playing some better backcourt. Better front courts, right? Some bigger bodies. He's more prone to shoot jump shots. And when Jokic is a volume jump shooter, history is showing us he's not a good one then. When Jokic has to shoot a lot of jump shots, he doesn't really make them. Now, when he's shooting, you know, if he's shooting the controlled environment jumpers that he wants to shoot, he makes them, which is he's going to shoot about maybe 4 or 5 of those. If Jokic is shooting 8, 10, 12 jump shots, he doesn't make them. Now, he still has great touch around the basket, but it just hasn't been it as a jump shooter. Julian Strawther gave them absolutely nothing. Just nothing. He started. I'm not sure why. I'm really not. Like, to me, Spencer Jones is better than Julian Strawther. I'd rather give those minutes to Spencer, Bruce, and Tim. Just try to, allocate those minutes between the 3 of them. But that brother is not. He's not it, man. I don't. He's not it. He's not good. He's not good. Now, as far as this game and the implications for MVP, mind you, this is Shay's first game back. Well, actually, even before I get to that, back to Nikola Jokic, y'all. Because this is yet another game that Denver loses in the clutch with Nikola Jokic. Now, they were trying to hide these stats, so I had to go do it by hand. Huh? These are Nikola Jokic's numbers in the clutch this game. All right? So that means with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth and onward, obviously that also encapsulates all of overtime. Nikola Jokic had a whopping, again, this is in 15 minutes of play. 5 minutes onward for the fourth quarter. No, not 15, excuse me, 10 minutes. 10 minutes of play. 5 minutes onward for the fourth, all of overtime. Nikola Jokic has 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 0 rebounds in overtime. He scored a whopping 4 points. He had 1 steal, 1 turnover. He was 2 for 6 from the field. He was 0 for 4 from 3 in the clutch. But let's blame Adelman. Let's blame. I don't know. Let's blame Jamal. I don't know. Even though Jamal had 9 points in overtime. Right? Let's blame somebody else for Jokic shooting the ball 6 times and scoring 4 points in the last 10 minutes of play. Shooting 4 threes in the last 10 minutes of play, not hitting one of them. So you tell me, whose fault is it now? Who are we going to blame now for the Nuggets losing another clutch game with Nikola Jokic? Who are we going to blame again for Nikola Jokic not playing well in the clutch again? Whose fault is it now? Y'all let me know. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're live. And also, like the stream. Like the stream. Like the stream. Something that I annotated early in the game, early watching the game was OKC is in Nikola Jokic's head. Nikola Jokic was out there acting way out of body. Why are you so mad all of a sudden? Why are you so mad? Nikola Jokic was on 10 emotionally from jump. They are in his head. They're in his head. I don't know if it's the physicality, right? Maybe he feels like he's not getting a great whistle from the refs. They are in his head. From jump, I saw it. Oh, he a little bit extra pushy today. Oh, from jump. Now, again, I'm saying this is early in the game. Now, what Lou Dort did was absolutely egregious. And Lou Dort, Lou Dort's a dirty player. He just is. There's now too much evidence being stacked. Lou Dort is a dirty player. Lou Dort is a dirty player. That was I was like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, let me go back to the last play. Did like Nikola chip him or something like that? I don't know. No, Nikola, he didn't do nothing with Nikola Jokic on the previous play. Jokic wasn't even next to him. All right. That being said, do I think that play warranted an ejection? I don't know. I'm not mad at him being ejected, but like I also wouldn't have been mad if they just gave him a flagrant one. It just like kept the game going. Some of y'all are saying, yeah, it did. Again, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just saying ejection was to me was it was a little bit much. We've seen worse. That's all I'm gonna say. That's not the most egregious flagrant two that we've seen, brother. Like it was. But again, not mad either way. They decided to throw him out the game. They decided to throw him out the game. There was a moment between Nikola Jokic and SGA early in the game where, you know, Jokic kind of hip checks Shea. Shea throws the ball at Nikola Jokic. And I think Shea was justified in his reaction. Somebody just said Jokic is shooting 27% versus top 10 defenses when he shoots over 5 threes. Interesting. The Minnesota Game 7 strategy, just let Jokic chuck threes, works. Again, when he has to shoot them at volume, they tend to not go in. Right? Watching these two teams play, I'm very interested in watching the Spurs play Denver. That was another takeaway I had. Like, the Spurs maybe really got some real action at this thing. The Spurs, I've kind of exited them out of my head as a like real contender because I just think it's a tad too early, right? I think it's a tad too early. But I don't know, man. Because again, what the Spurs do have, and again, this is something that can come back to bite Denver in a series, is a stretch five. Jordan was talking about this on PC. But again, they have two bigs that if they're not hard hedging, they're in a deep drop. And I don't know if you can play deep drop against Victor Wembanyama. This is also the reason why I talked about the Lakers of the upper echelon teams in the West. I feel like they of them, which is OKC, Spurs, Denver, probably the upper echelon. Oh, Minnesota for me. Upper echelon of the West. If I had to choose one to think that we could beat, it would be Denver because I think Denver allows you to get off some of your things offensively. They have a weak defensive center rotation. That is just a fact. And with Aaron Gordon's health in question, that is a problem for them. Denver isn't going to win anything without Aaron Gordon being healthy and available. They're not. They can't. That defensive front court cannot hold up without Aaron Gordon. You have Valanciunas and Nikola Jokic. I want to see what it looks like when De'Aaron Fox and Wemby are running a pick and roll. Right? And if Jokic is guarding Wemby, is he going to be in a deep drop? And you're just going to let Wemby catch and shoot threes that he hits at a 40+% clip? I don't know. Or maybe the strategy is, hey, let's hide Jokic on one of these non-shooters, right? But if you look at the Spurs starting lineup, the only non-shooter would be like Stephon Castle. And Castle handles the ball too much to have Nikola Jokic guarding him. See, that's the thing. Usually, when Nikola Jokic is guarding some non-shooter, the non-shooter isn't one of the primary ball handlers for the team. They're just a corner sitter that can't shoot, like a Jared Vanderbilt, a Bruce Brown, a Russell. Well, Russell actually would be like another example of, hey, he handles the ball. But you see what I'm saying? Like Stephon Castle runs pick and roll. So now what are you going to do when Stephon has the ball? Or the Spurs are probably very comfortable running offense through Stephon Castle as well. Stephon Castle has a many of moments, a many of opportunities to man the offense, even when De'Aaron Fox is out there. De'Aaron lets him play point guard regularly. I want to see how that works for Denver. Because the non-shooter for the Spurs is a point guard, like an actual point guard. How do they navigate defending that? I want to see what the Nuggets' answer to that is. Maybe it's probably doing some zone, right? That is the Nuggets' go-to when all else fails. We'll try to throw the zone at you, and then it's just about hitting shots. Then it's just about, can San Antonio hit enough open perimeter jump shots? And between like Vassell being out there and Champagne's a fantastic shooter. And if Harrison Barnes can give you anything, I'm having to reconsider about the Spurs, man. They got some real action. I'm not calling them the favorite, but they got some real action. What about Spurs drop versus Nuggets shooter? That is true. I think the one person that will still get treated, at least early on, as a non-shooter will probably be Christian Brown, right? And so for the Nuggets, this is going to be the question that has to be answered. If the Nuggets, how much time is Wemby spent guarding Christian Brown? Because if that number is high, that probably means they're playing really good defense. Because now Wemby's getting to roam. Wemby's breaking a lot up in the paint. But if you look at the end of the series, and there's not a lot of time spent on Christian Brown for Wemby because Brown is hitting these open corner threes, that can be a challenge for San Antonio. And to your point also, I've been saying the one team I do think can counter the Wemby-led defense of the Spurs would be a Denver, because Nikola Jokic basically is a 5-out system where he can do the dribble handoffs and two-man game with Jamal Murray. And then you have all of the elite shooting around him, right? Aaron Gordon, when he gets back, Aaron Gordon is a 40-plus shooter. Cam Johnson is a good shooter. Brown usually is a good open three-point shooter. Peyton Watson this year is now a great shooter, right? So it's all the shooting. It's not really, who's the weak link that Wemby can roam off of will be the answer will be the question they have to answer as far as the San Antonio Spurs, right? If they get away with Brown missing shots, it's going to be tough for Denver. It will be tough for Denver. What else do I have for this game? Again, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure that you're subscribed. Hit over 240 in the chat. Make sure that you're subscribed, like the stream, like the stream, and subscribe. Turn that notification bell on so you know when we're live and when we drop another vid. I will be live tomorrow for the Timberwolves versus Nuggets, by the way, on here. I will be live for that. If you want to join us in our watch alongs for the Discord, all you have to do is become a YouTube member. Become a YouTube member, and you will get access to our watch alongs on the Discord. But I will be live for the Nuggets versus Timberwolves tomorrow. Make sure you pull up. My boy Ant finna give out some belts. Huh? My boy Ant finna give some belts. It'll be funny if Jokic gets to cooking Rudy Gobert after struggling. Maybe Rudy is the guy that he needs to see to get on track. I am not watching the Lakers tonight. At least not on here. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Who they playing? They playing the Warriors, right? Warriors. Is Steph back? Is Steph playing? Yeah, I don't know if Steph playing or not. No, yeah, no Steph. Yeah, yeah. Ain't no need to go on live for that. Ain't no need to go on live. Hopefully they can win. Hopefully they can win the game. You know, that don't just mean automatic win for this team. That don't mean automatic win for this team. But yes, I will be live tomorrow for Nuggets versus Timberwolves. That's going to be 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, I'm pretty sure. Again, like the stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn that notification bell on. Again, I will be doing these for some of these marquee matchups, right? These marquee matchups for the second half or last third of the season. We're getting some really good basketball now. I know if y'all are peeping that, but the intensity of these games have definitely ratcheted up. That Spurs versus Detroit game was a playoff game. This game felt like a playoff game. Um, and so it's we're at that time. We're at that time of the season, man. We're at that time. Teams are getting ready to try to make a playoff push, trying to make a deep playoff run. And so they have to tighten up the screws. And games are getting good. Games are very competitive right now. The West, you are fighting for your life. You are fighting for your life if you're in the Western Conference right now. Everybody's in a game or game and a half within each other or from each other. Matter of fact, let me just show this real quick. I'm trying to do. If you see that, this is the West right now. Even at the top, right? Spurs are only 2 games back of the first seed. The Spurs can get the number 1 seed. So stay on the lookout for that. But look at this. You have the Rockets at number 3. I know they just played today. Did the Rockets win today? Did they beat the Heat? No, lost to the damn Heat. Lost to the damn Heat. But look at this. Denver is just a half game back of the Rockets. Denver and the Timberwolves have the same record, but I think because the Nuggets have the season series, they're ahead of them. But again, they play tomorrow. Of that, right? So you have three teams at 3, 4, 5 that are a half game back or tied with each other. That's 3, 4, 5. At 6, the Lakers are just 2 games back of 4, 5. So essentially, seeds 3 through 6 separated by 2.5 games. And this thing really would have been interesting if Phoenix were able to stay healthy. Really would have got interesting if Phoenix was able to stay healthy. And if Golden State was healthy right now, to be honest with you. If Golden State was healthy right now, the Lakers might be in the damn play-in if these two teams are healthy. In all honesty, the Lakers will be in the damn play-in. And even of the play-in teams, 9-10, the Trailblazers and Clippers are only a half game difference between each two. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, Western Conference. If you are the Rockets, Nuggets, Wolves, and the Lakers, you have to win basketball games. You have to stack wins. You cannot lose games you have no business losing at this point in the season. The Rockets have no business losing to the Heat. I'm sorry. They got to win that game. They got to win that game. They're a better team. They got to win that game. The Spurs, again, just 2 games back of OKC. We look in the East. How many wins for them? So OKC is back to having the most wins in the NBA. Cool. Detroit's going to finish as the 1 seed in the East. That's going to happen. Shout out to Detroit. I just feel like of the very quickly, and I'm not going to very quickly of the MVP argument of like, oh man, team on paper doesn't look that good. Expectations are low, and then a team and player supersede expectations. That narrative, excuse me, to me is on Jaylen Brown even more than it's on Cade Cunningham, and I don't know why. Like, to me, it is just as impressive that Cade and the Pistons are about to win 60 plus games as it is the Celtics being able to be this good without Jason Tatum and the rest of that star lineup, to be honest with you. To be quiet, I think it's just as impressive. Nobody would have thought that Detroit was going to be clearing away the best team in the East. Nobody had that on their calendar. Not even Detroit Piston fans. Just a by far and away the best team in the conference, record wise at least. I'm sorry that if somebody wins the MVP of that narrative, to me it should be Cade more so than anybody else. And as I've been saying lately, I think Wemby needs to be way more talked about and highly considered in these MVP talks. I'm not understanding. If Wemby qualifies, right? If he qualifies and plays the games, why can't he be like second in MVP voting this year? Literally. I'm especially if they like have the best team, the best record in the West. If they surpass OKC and they get the number one record in the West, and he plays the 65 game minimum, he's going to be the clear defensive player of the year, clear best defender on in the world, and we're going to see what his averages come out to be because during this last third of the season, I'm like 99% sure Wemby's going to be playing more minutes because there's no way they can keep him at this 30-minute threshold and condition him to play big minutes in a playoff setting. That's not how that works. They're going to have to ramp up his minutes, and his minutes have been going up. Play like 38 minutes against the Pistons that game. So 36 against the okay, 36. So if Wemby ends the season averaging 25, 12, 4, and 4 blocks, and the clear defensive player on the planet, and his team is the number one seed in the tougher conference. And when you look at their resume as far as who they've beat this year, they've beaten OKC, they've beaten Denver, they've beaten Detroit, they've beaten the upper echelon of the NBA. So I don't know. I don't know how he doesn't finish at least top three. Like Jalen Brown, for a lot of people, he has more MVP noise than Wemby. To me, that makes no sense. Unless you're just expecting him not to be qualified or be eligible. But if he's qualified and eligible, Wemby should be no lower than 3 on the MVP ladder. No lower. No lower. But those were my takeaways for the game. Make sure that you join us over there on Twitch because I'm going to be live on Twitch in about an hour or so. In about an hour, so about 7 o'clock my time, 7 p.m. Central, I will be live on Twitch. So make sure that y'all follow me and add me over there. My username over there is Real Talk EJRT. Real Talk EJRT is my username on Twitch. But yes, those are my thoughts on this matchup. Let me link to Twitch. Let me see. Chitty B, can you link my Twitch in the chat real quick for me? Hear me out. SEA getting a scoring title again? I don't think so. Yeah, nah. I think Luka going. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you. There is my Twitch right there. Let me pin it. Thank you, Saucy, as well. There it is. Man, why not let me pin the Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I don't know why it's not letting me pin it though. Nah, Chitty B. We finna watch that on Twitch in about an hour. That's what we're doing over there. So yeah, we'll be going live on Twitch in about an hour. Watching Could Have Been. Join us. They're always a great time. I promise you, they're always a great time. Luke averaging 32.8, SGA at 32. Ooh, maybe he does catch him for the scoring title. We'll see. That'll be something else I'm keeping my eye on then. Something else I'm keeping my eye on. Also, before we get out of here, who I have coming out the West, I think y'all know. My head pick, my educated opinion pick is OKC. OKC is my pick to get out the West this year and win another championship. My heart pick is Minnesota. Y'all know I mess with that Minnesota team. Y'all know I fuck with Ant. That's my heart pick. But my head is telling me OKC. That's what my head is telling me. OKC will be back in the finals to potentially go back to back and win another championship. Denver does not want to see OKC in these playoffs. They don't want to see the Spurs and they don't want to see Minnesota. Do not be surprised if Denver goes home in the first round this year. I know because I'm saying it, that's going to be seen as hate and whatnot. I did my shtick about them being the best team in the league because it's a long season, y'all, and you can't get through these things without trolling and having a little fun with it. Okay, stop being so serious all the time, y'all. Yeah, what's wrong with some of y'all? Y'all be too serious. Relax. I control. I can have some fun. You niggas be the fun police. It's your problem. But yeah, don't be surprised if hold on. Here we go. Don't be surprised if Denver is going home in the first round. Right now, if the playoffs were to start, they'd be playing Minnesota. These two teams play tomorrow. Minnesota always has matched up well with the Denver Nuggets. So, and let's say even if they make it out that series, their second round right now would be what the winner of the 1A matchup. So the Thunder, I think it's going to be another year where Denver doesn't make it to a conference final. Also, this is yet another game where Nikola Jokic and SJ are on the court, and SJ's the better play. So that's now happened in what? That was game 7. He was better. Today he was better. And was it? I feel like SJ was great in game 6 as well. Nikola hooped though. Yeah, Nikola hooped, but SGA was 32, 11 to 16 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. Nikola was 29, 14 and 8, 9 of 14 from the field. About a toss up there. But, SGA starting to stack these games. SGA starting to stack these games against against Nikola Jokic. But all right, y'all. I will be live on Twitch again in about an hour. Make sure that you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so you know when we're live and when we drop another video. Again, this will be something we are doing now in the back third of the season. And we have some of these marquee matchups. Probably going to do another one of these for the Nuggets Timberwolves game that we watch tomorrow. We'll be live for that at 2:30 Central. So be here for that as well. And if you want to join us in the Discord, again, all you have to do is become a YouTube member and you will get access to our watch alongs in Discord. But I will see you all later. Peace.